one last question for you would be, is there any particular thing that you would share with charity athletes about fundraising? Any thoughts about things that you might think to share with people about how to kind of build on the fact that the race is so well known and such a great event known in the entire world?
Well, for me, I have been on the administrative side of it and working with the charities. And what, life is so amazing. You never stop learning or having new experiences. Two years ago, the last two live Shamrock Shuffles, I decided to run our 8K, which is in March, which kicks off the running season. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, super fun.
It's obviously we're right after St. Patrick's Day, so there's a lot of other activities related to St. Patrick's Day, and everybody kind of swings back to getting back into running and fitness, and we have a big party afterwards. And sometimes the weather's good, sometimes the weather's not. But I decided to raise money for charity, and my team, we sat and talked about it. And Alex Sawyer, who who directs our communications, we were sitting and they were saying, "Well, Carey, you should run, and we should find a number." And I'm trying to think to myself, "Wow, that's a great idea. I should run for charity. Who could I ask?" And I started thinking about it, and they said, "What's a good number that you could shoot for?" And I was like, "I don't know, $1,500 to $2,500. I could do that." And I was thinking in my mind, if everybody told me no, I could cover that, that number if I publicly stated it. And she said, "Okay, that's nice." And then they went ahead and just, unbeknownst to me, announced that I was running and I was going to raise $20,000 for charity. And one of our staff members said, "Hey, yeah, this is great. I heard you're on the shuffle. I heard you're going to raise money." I said, "Yeah, sure. I got a lofty goal." Like, "Yeah, $20,000. Go get them." And I'm like, "Where'd you hear that from?" And it was in the press release. So I sat up in bed at night, like, how am I going to raise $20,000?
God provides.
And so that pressure, but again, people, we exceeded that number, and I did it for 2 years. So we raised, about $55,000. But you gotta be, it's a wonderful compliment when you decide and commit to like your organization or raising money for the outreach center and the work that you're doing. As you're training, it's a wonderful compliment, and you start calling people. And what I learned was people that you would think would support you in a pretty big way, kind of disappointed. People that you didn't know and you didn't have that greater relationship with came through big time. So you just got to stay after it. And I just got kind of caught up in it. And then Mike Nishi, who's our general manager, he would come in and, "How much money did you raise today?" He was always put the matter of factly and then walk out of my office. So he put some pressure on me. But people are generous, and I think it's really for fundraising, the work that's being done, like what's going on with what your team is doing and the goals that you have. I mean, that reinforces the generosity that people extend to the participant. And there's nothing casual about the marathon. I mean, your team is going to be working hard, and it's just a great compliment. But I found myself, like I would come home and it would be 7 o'clock, and it would be snowing, it'd be February, and I plopped down on the couch and like, "Let's order a pizza and have a beer and watch the Bulls." And my wife would say, "Aren't you running the Shamrock, and aren't you running for charity?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So out I would go, and it's usually that first step.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the hardest, the first step out the door. And once you get going, you swing into it. And I think it's that first commitment where someone sends you some money, and then they commit to helping you out, and then you just kind of network. And people are the Chicago community, Chicagoland area, people are very, very generous. So I saw that from my own efforts of fundraising. So you just gotta, contact people, go to your network, activate your relatives, your family, friends, your workplace, get them, and talk about the work, talk about where this money is going to go, how it's going to benefit people, how you guys on the west side there with the outreach center and just all the stuff that you're doing it's so important and so prevalent now, given where we are, that that would be my advice.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. I like that analogy where it's same with training. You got to get out the door and take the first step. Same with fundraising. Got to get out the door, take the first step, contact the first person, get the first donation. That's a huge, just that huge first step to get going. Thank you.
I think fundraising and training for, like, I train, I mean, anybody, I shouldn't say that, but anybody, like my family members, anybody could do an 8K. That's not even 5 miles. The marathon really resonates. So
yeah,
that gives you a little bit more leverage. Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
The 26.2 mile marathon you're going to run? Yes.
Right.
I'm running with Sister Stephanie, and we're going to do some good work. So help me out here, you know?
Yeah, no, I keep telling them, the fact that you're running a marathon is proof enough. Sometimes you don't need to say anything else and they're going to give you money. So absolutely.
But leave no stone unturned, and don't take no for an answer. There you go.
Yes. And the worst thing that could happen is someone says no, and yeah, keep going. And sometimes they'll say yes after you ask a second time.
Come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Carey, so much. This is so awesome to be able to talk with you about some of these things. And
Sure,
so
my pleasure.
Some wisdom for our team here. And then, yeah, we will be wearing gold shirts. So you'll see us, Team Mission of Our Lady of Angels, on the course. It'll be quite the exciting day. We can't wait. It's going to be good.
Well, we get Mother Nature to cooperate, and you know, those of your runners, they'll be getting some information on what we're going to be asking them to do and everything. So pay attention to the updates. It's a very fluid situation. We're going to we work with the city of Chicago and the health department. I mean, we're full speed ahead. We're going to have a smaller field this year, about 25%. We're going to spread things out a little bit. We're going to probably ask people to be a little bit patient, like we are and have been the last 18 months or so. But I think, in my opinion, this is the most important marathon in the 43-year history of the event. I mean, it's a transition year. It's a special year. I think it really will. It's going to be a celebration of the patience and what everyone has gone through with in response to COVID. And so many people have been heartbroken by this, and we just got to continue to be vigilant and pay attention to our health, you know, the mayor's office and the health department, and just be smart and patient, and we'll get through this. And we have to trust our faith and get Mother Nature to give us a nice cool day. That'd
be nice. Yeah. Either way, we'll be out there. We'll make it happen. Yeah, we're very we understand. At least I've talked to people on the team that obviously we all understand that we'll be working with whatever comes out to make sure that all of us can stay safe and but still be able to do the things we love together.
And you asked me a little bit earlier, one tip for first-time marathon runners.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You haven't been in events for a while. The excitement of the event, you want to stay within yourself. Don't get caught up where you're like, you know, you're sprinting down LaSalle Street and then all of a sudden you get to like, you know, all of a sudden you realize you have 23 miles to go. You want to get through it within yourself, enjoy it. You want to be, you know, kind of passing people at the end. You don't want everybody passing you.
Yes, you don't.
You know, you want to stay, you want to enjoy every minute of it. And then you can come back in your second one, maybe try to run a little bit faster, but you always want to be a little bit conservative in your first one. Because you get
I think that's a tip for old time marathoners. I think I'm going to be so excited that I might need to remember this same tip.
Yes, I should tell myself that because I went out a little too fast in the Shamrock the last time around. So a little bit of a hamstring cramp there. So practice. I listen to what I'm saying sometimes.
Trust me as well.
Well, it was so nice talking to you, Sister Stephanie, and I look forward to seeing you in the next few weeks, and definitely on Sunday, October 10th.
Yeah, we can't wait, and we'll be out there. We have a new gigantic cheering section that we're going to have at mile 15 for the Our Lady of Angels supporters. It's going to take up a couple blocks, we're hoping. So it's going to be very exciting.
Awesome.
Very exciting. So be good.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Carey, thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.